What's up, everybody? Professional wrestler Chris Wild back with another video on Eagles news now. It's something that made news a couple days ago I found interesting, and it was a Joe Buck interview on SiriusXM on the Andy Cohen live show. Without further ado, I want to get to that audio, and then we'll talk about it. Here it is.
Going into this season coming up, and that comes with a huge asterisk, and hopefully there is a season. There's probably going to be a season in doing games with no fans, which will be difficult. I think Fox and these networks have to put crowd noise under us to make it as normal a viewing experience at home.
You think they'll do that?
I do. Yeah, I think they'll do it. I know. In fact, I know they'll do it, and they are to the point now
that's
where
the conversation right now.
It's pretty much a done deal. I think whoever's going to be at that control is going to have to be really good at their job and be realistic with how a crowd would react depending on what just happened on the field. So it's really important. And then on top of that, they're going to put they're looking at ways to put virtual fans in the stands. So when you see a wide shot, it looks like the stadium's jam packed, and in fact, it'll be empty.
That's wild. You know, I was going to say, you can cut away to those watch parties that people have, but you can't because people aren't going to be jammed into Ballpark Village or wherever it is that they might be watching.
So, yeah, guys, interesting stuff from Joe Buck there. Now, look, there's no doubt in my mind that come September, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to play football. But is it going to be in front of any fans? That's the question. And also, what's the production value going to be like to us sitting at home watching the game? Now, I can tell you right now that without fans, it's definitely going to be an awkward situation no matter what. Coming from a professional wrestler, and if you haven't been paying attention to what's going on in the wrestling world, the WWE and AEW both have continued to run events for TV, but it's been in front of no people, no fans. So these are athletes that are getting in the ring, used to performing in front of thousands and thousands of cheering or booing fans, now going in there and doing it in front of nobody. They're putting 100% in the ring, having great matches, but when you watch on TV, you can tell it's just off because there's just nothing to react to. And as an athlete, you react to the crowd. You watch your team, especially you watch the Eagles. It happens every Sunday during home games. If things are going wrong for them and then boo birds come out and then all of a sudden one good play, the crowd starts getting more into it. More good plays, they start getting more into it. The adrenaline in the players spikes, and it's a momentum changer. It's a game changer. It can completely change the game. And I'll go back to the Dallas game last year at the Linc. I was there. And if you're going to tell me that the crowd had nothing to do with the Eagles pulling that one out, I'll call you a liar to your face because I was there. I felt it, and I can tell you that the players felt it as well. But what I found interesting about what Joe Buck said was he said that it's almost a done deal that crowd noise was going to be put into the broadcast. So I thought to myself, okay, that might help the players out a little bit, having that put through the stadium. I mean, the Falcons did it for a couple years, got fined for it. But piping in crowd noise to a stadium, might, help the players a little bit with their mind, at least. And then come to find out, he didn't mean piping crowd noise through the stadium. He meant piping it through the broadcast. So whoever is behind the controls at Fox or ESPN or wherever is going to have to decide how the crowd would cheer to certain plays. To me, I don't get that. Again, the players, it does nothing for them. It's going to be real generic and hokey and corny. I don't like that at all. I would rather have it piped through the stadium. Also, he said that they're going to put a virtual crowd so that when you pan out for a wide shot, it looks like an empty stadium is packed. And look, I'm not going to sit here, and this isn't a video for me to go off and trash talk the Redskins. I mean, I could do that. I could dedicate a whole video to that, and I probably will later on in the season anyway. But you go to that arena where Washington plays, and you look at the Eagles game last year, there was 80% Eagle fans there. So you're going to put this artificial crowd into a Washington stadium that normally wouldn't have any fans anyway. It's going to be really artificial and not believable. And I think it's going to be really bad for the fans. I understand it's a bad situation, and until this virus is more in control, it's kind of what you have to do. It's not September yet, so another thing that Joe Buck said that wasn't in the audio that I showed you guys. was that by September, if the virus is a little bit more in control, then maybe some teams can bring in 50% of the stadium or 25% of the stadium so that they can space fans out to where they can be 6 feet apart, and put more restrictions into, how you leave and enter each arena. Which, hey, I'll be fine with that. And look, I'll be fine with whatever they do because I'll take football at whatever cost at this point. But having some sort of crowd there is definitely going to mean everything as far as how this season goes. And whoever wins the Super Bowl, there's definitely going to be questions if there's no fans. Hey, would they have won if they had to go into Seattle with that crowd noise that Seattle normally gets? But look, guys, speaking of the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles, I wanted to also add a video that kind of just shows how much a crowd can do for a team and how much that there's just an undeniable energy. And it's from the playoff game against the Seahawks. It's right in the beginning before kickoff. The crowd was going nuts. And again, just watching it again for the first time in a couple months, and I shot this from my seats, the energy is there. I mean, I know the Eagles lost the game, and I'm still getting hype. And you can see there's a small shot of the players getting ready for the kickoff, getting hype, and that's going to be missing from the game this year if there's no one there. I just think that's a huge negative, and it's just a shame, guys. But again, I'll take football however I can get it. Please enjoy the video that I'm about to show you guys. Man, it really takes me back, and I just hope that everything gets closer to normal as we get to September. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys again for all subscribing. We're getting closer and closer, baby steps, to 1,000. Hope I can get to that before the season starts. We're still trying on that front. Go Birds. I'll see you guys later.
Eagle Nation.